Hey everyone, RPG Gameplay here with everything you need to know about Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell. Before I get into this, I would just like to apologize about my previous video. I know I got a little out of hand, and for those who enjoy crazy elements of Saints Row and watch the video, weren't very pleased when they saw that, and I apologize. It was my fresh reaction to the trailer, so I definitely had some anger in me. I have a much different opinion on the game now, but I'll get into that a little later on. I understand that there's a new Saints Row era now, and as much as some people don't like that, and especially the people from the old school community like myself, I'm gonna have to accept it and try to make peace with both the communities and stop the war between the two to just get along. I mean, can you really blame me for being mad? I'm a Saints Row fangirl at heart, and I'll always be one. So the fact that they've changed up my favorite game for the past couple of years, yeah, it's got me angry, but I've come to accept it now. Anyways guys, let's start this off. So first things first, Gat Out of Hell will be dropping on January 27th, 2015, and will be released on Next Gen, 360, and the PS3. You can also purchase a bundle that will come with Saints Row 4 Re-Elected on Next Gen, plus all the DLC for Saints Row 4, plus Gat Out of Hell, all for $50. Now let's get into some gameplay features. The first feature quite possibly could be a little disappointing for some, due to the fact that there are no actual story missions in this title. The way to complete this game is to fill the Piss Off Satan meter, as you can see here. Once that is done, you will trigger a cutscene, which, by the way, will be a 5-minute musical number. I'm starting to believe that those two symbols in the middle will trigger 2 cutscenes, and the last one obviously being the grand finale. Next, we are going to be looking at the weapons. As you probably already know, there's going to be a lot of unique weapons in this upcoming title. And with this gameplay, it sort of gives us a speculation of what we can expect throughout this game. So far, the only confirmed weapons are the 7 Deadly Sin weapons, and obviously this one that you're seeing on screen right now is the Sloth Sin. And I can't help not pointing this out, look how smooth the gameplay looks. I mean, look at that turn of the monster truck. It could be just my imagination, but this looks very smooth and impressive right now. Next, you can see when Gat punches, he is automatically wielding 2 knives. This makes me wonder if we are stuck with this, or if we can take them off as we please. Either way, it looks great. This also leads me to ask the question of, are we gonna have downgrades this time around? Because you can clearly see Gat getting hit multiple times by explosives and bullets, yet still barely any damage is being done to him. Oh, and there's also a gun that shoots frogs. Oh, I forgot to mention that the superpower slot is now called Summons, and right here, he can summon enemies, and they basically go on your side until you detonate them by pressing Y. You can see that there's obviously no limit on how many enemies you can summon, because he takes this very large group of enemies, and summons them all, and then blasts them away with frogs. Now it's time for the feature that's got me the most excited about this game, the map. What you are seeing here is an exclusive inside look of New Hades, the map in which you are in during the period of this game. You may also notice that the size isn't too big, but it does look like there are some cool islands to explore. From the trailer, it looks like there will be the Altar building and a casino, which is always cool. Now, I don't know about you, but I am really excited to play this map. I don't know why, but something about it just really intrigues me. I mean, nothing could be worse than that god-awful Steelport, am I right? And this is just my prediction, and quote me if I'm wrong, but since this map is so small compared to Steelport and Stillwater, I think they might actually put some effort into their interiors this time around. And if they don't, which quite possibly could happen, that will be extremely lazy of them. But I mean, yeah, just take a look at that map. There are some cool features of it. I mean, just don't even look at the roads, look at the other things. It looks quite interesting, and I'm definitely intrigued. Let's hope this doesn't disappoint. So, it looks like Blazin from Saints Row 4 will be returning, but with their own little twist, and you can now fly, which is okay. It's always a good thing to have Blazin, that's a fun activity, right? So if we stop the image right there, we can definitely see the size of this map, and you can obviously see that it's not as big as Steelport or Stillwater, and I don't know if it's just me. Are you guys interested in this map? Because I definitely am. I don't know what it is, but I really am interested to see what this map has to offer. As you can see, he is now on his way to a marshalling ground activity. I'm predicting that this activity is the equivalent to the big red sphere shield from Saints Row 4 that you would have to shut down around the city. So just like similar to the Saints Row 4 activity, there are waves of enemies around you, and you have to shut down the little power supplies around you, or in this case, convert the control stones. After converting the second control stone, you can see an enemy spawns that is very similar to the way a warden spawns in Saints Row 4. You can see that he has some sort of energy sword, or something like that, and I'm wondering if this happens every time you do a marshalling ground activity. After finishing off this enemy, which is actually called an Archduke, he then goes to finish the job and finish the marshalling ground once and for all. Johnny Gat does a little animation, and there you go, you've completed a marshalling ground. As you can now see on screen, he goes into his quest log, and just like in Saints Row 4, there are rewards for each challenge you complete. And like I said before, there are no actual story quests, just activities and challenges, and by the looks of it, it looks like there's going to be a good amount of them. He then goes on to confirm that insurance fraud will be returning. Although you will be playing as a new character once again, which is the citizen model for everyone in New Hades. It's no longer called insurance fraud, it's called torment fraud. So now it's jumping into gameplay, and you can see that there's a new walk animation for the citizen. Do you guys think you can edit your walk animation for this game? I highly doubt it, but let me know, I'd love to hear what you would have to say about that. So there you go, the gameplay demo ends, and that's Gat Out of Hell for you.
And historical figures that are hanging out in hell, and we close a lot of dangling plot threads that fans have been asking for years, and we close a lot of dangling plot threads that fans have been asking for years.
You shut your whore mouth. I've accepted that this game is no longer going to be serious, and I've accepted which route Saints Row is taking now, but this is pissing me off. You can't just bring back old characters as your way to make old school fans satisfied, because it doesn't make them satisfied. In fact, it only angers them because you're bringing them back in a stupid manner. And I honestly could make a whole rant video about this, but instead, I'm just gonna accept it once again. Anyways guys, thank you so much for making it through this whole video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe for more Saints Row content. Peace!